Welcome back to Dolor Factor Live on, of course, DBS. I'm here with Senator Berthia Parle. We're just reminiscing, we're talking about her life, and we're getting her opinion on some very important matters. And I asked you a question before the break, Berthia. What about running for elections?
The answer is no.
Nada?
No, no.
Okay,
The answer is no. I don't think so. Certainly I don't think it's for me. I think I can make a greater contribution without getting involved in elections and elective politics and what passes actually for politics in the island. It's just not for me. I don't have the stomach for it.
Okay, all right, just two quick questions as we're kind of running away. Yeah. Okay, how do you keep yourself looking healthy and so young? A lot of people always say that.
It's really, really hard work.
Is it all nature?
Yeah, it's hard work, and I must say I was blessed, I think, with great skin from my mother. Again, it's one of the things that she left me, because even when she died, her skin was flawless and beautiful. No, I don't do anything. I have no secret regime or anything. As a matter of fact, people ask if I work out. No, I don't. I work out at work. I'm up and down the stairs and around my property, walking several times a day, and I love the spa. Obviously I don't go every day, every weekend, but I try to go at least once a month, and I do some skin treatments and things like that.
Do you say you eat sensibly? Not
really. Matter of fact, I eat very badly. I eat breakfast, I don't have any lunch, and I eat something light in the evening time. Some of people that watch my diet, and I don't eat starches, and I eat proteins, and I nothing really.
No, I know I should.
Well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate it. I try to take care of myself. I think it's important too. And as you get older, of course, the aging process starts. And I'm certainly not afraid of getting old. I think you're as old as you feel. But I mean, I think looking after oneself is always key, especially when you're under a lot of pressure and there's so much that you're going through. I think it's important as well to relax and wind, but take care of you.
I could talk to you all night, but I just have one kind of final question, apart from, asking you your kind of general opinion things. But if you can just very briefly tell us, who are your role models?
My role model, obviously, role models would be my mother. My boss, Mrs. Joyce Destang, has to be one of the most amazing women I think that I know. Talk about looking young and her beauty and everything else, and a very kind-hearted, generous woman who's always there and has lent so much support, not just to me, but to almost all her employees whenever they have an issue. Obviously, Dame Paulette Louise, I have the greatest respect for her. What another amazing woman. Hillary Clinton, of course, and Oprah.
Oh, great choices.
Yeah, these are my most favorite women of all time.
Finally, your message of going forward to our viewers.
We didn't have time to talk about it. I hope we would. Obviously, as you know, this is the year, this is International Women's Month, and it is actually, I think the theme by the United Nations is really a promise is a promise, and time to act is now. I just want to say to all of us, and I guess I'm included, let us just stop the talking. International Women's Day comes around, and all of these, events and speeches, and then it's over, and then we all go back into our own comfortable little worlds, and we forget about it. I think we need to seriously come together and act. I would like to see legislative change, legislative reform as it applies to violence against women or violence against children. I think we now need to ensure that we have tougher penalties. And I think we can only do that through legislative change. So I'd like to see us, and I'm talking to, of course, our ladies in Parliament, and I guess, myself as well, for them to ensure that they really agitate to get the laws enacted. If it's not in the books, I don't believe there's anything on the books as it relates to gender violence, against women and children, that we really finally look at getting some kind of an act before Parliament where the toughest possible penalties and fines are enforced. The other problem is you may have the laws, but they're not enforced. In addition to that, I just want to say quickly, we also need to look at the root causes of such behavior while we're doing all of this. So I think there's a lot that needs to be done. Let's stop talking. Let's get together, our churches, our priests, our teachers, government, opposition, everybody, and end this curse, end this scourge.
Right, well, I do know, thank you so much for that, Berthia. I know next year, God willing, you will be seeing Dolor Factor Live before International Women's Month to see what the theme is, to see what we can do.
And every day should be International Women's Day, not just once a month.
I agree with you. Pushing on with time, it's the time for you to choose one of our winners. I asked the viewers to name 4 Dolor Factor Live sponsors, and the winner is...
Okay. Andrew Yard,
Okay.
0665.
Okay, so Andrew, you're going to get a wonderful Dolor Factor live gift bag. And of course, next week we are going to be giving away a lucky winner. We'll get a month's free cable service for Carib Cable. The question for that is actually on the Dolor Factor Live website and also the Facebook page. Senator Berthia, I thank you so much for being here.
It was a
It was
pleasure.
very
I actually
enlightening.
enjoyed it. We didn't have a lot of time because there's so many other things we wanted to touch on. The violence in India and then you know, a lot of the other things that are in the news today, even events locally.
Yes,
I
yes.
think, you know,
We
that
just
I'm very
ran out of
passionate
time.
about the young men in our society and the delinquency and the crime. But I guess it was
Another time, perhaps.
I enjoyed
Another
it very,
time,
very
perhaps.
much.
Well,
Thank you so
for
much.
being here.
A pleasure.
Don't forget, viewers, to join Clinton Reynolds on the Press Club for a selection of this week's news. It's on after the news this Saturday on DBS. DBS and DFL invite you to nominate a woman you think should be recognized. It could be your mother, caregiver, teacher, nurse, any woman. Send us their name and contact number, and of course your name and contact number, and we'll contact you. The deadline is this Tuesday, so please make the time to nominate someone who deserves it. Next week we continue with our International Women theme. We talk to women in business. Barbara Jacob-Small of Right Angle Imaging and Latoya Mitchell of Outsource St Lucia will give us an insight to being a woman in the business arena. Okay, and talking about business, Prestige Auto Holdings in Vivital, they have a March Madness sale on Suzuki, so why not visit them for a test drive while the sale is on. This year's International Women's Day theme is A Promise is a Promise, time for action to end violence against women. When they thought of that theme, I wonder who they were aiming a promise at. The DFL team thinks our guest tonight, Senator Berthia Parle, is a prime example of believing in yourself and achieving to the best of your ability despite the challenges life throws at you. Let's promise ourselves to set goals, seize opportunities, and have values that we adhere to. That way, we'll gain respect for those around us, deter potential bullies or abusers, and build our self-esteem. Why? Because DFL asks you to. Thank you for watching Dolor Factor Live. On behalf of our special guest, Senator Berthia Parle, the DFL team, and DBS, I am Delia Dolor. Good night, and God bless.